All right. Hello, everyone on YouTube. This is Nancy Rebecca going live. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Pleiadian Starseed personality traits. So go ahead and pop on. Let me know how excited you are today about this particular topic. So today, I'm going to talk about what are Pleiadian starseed personality traits? Where are the Pleiadians from? And why is their presence so significantly important here on Earth at this time? So, good morning, everyone. I see there's Shauna and Evelyn and Dawn and Jackie and Priya and Heather and Ginny and Teresa and Kirsten. Hi, Yvonne Detroit in Canada. So one of the things, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for reaching out, emailing, joining our Facebook pages, watching the videos. I've had a lot of questions about, I do go live on YouTube every single Thursday morning, 7 a.m. here Pacific time. Not sure how that translates in the world, but the best way to know when I'm going to go live is to subscribe to the my YouTube channel, and then just click that little bell so that you receive notification, and it'll just let you know when we've kind of uploaded, what the dates are going to be. So that is the absolute easiest. I've tried to work it around in all kinds of ways, so that works the best. So good morning. And so I'm talking about the Pleiadian starseed personality traits. I think it's next week I do talk about the Lyrans. There are over 25, according to some expert. I'm sure there's thousands upon thousands of different star beings in the entire universe, but not all of them come to this Earth, and not all of them can handle the denseness of the Earth in which we live. So think about that. You can handle being on Earth at this time, maybe a little threadbare, but you're able to be here in this anchoring human body, grounded to the center of the Earth, here on Earth. And you're here because you want to learn how to work with creative energy and to manifest material objects. So that's where the Pleiadians come in. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Nice. All right, so the Pleiadians, where are they from? They're from the Pleiades, so it is a star system. I think that there's a lot of stories from the indigenous communities that talk about the seven sisters. So I invite you to call up Dr. Google and just put in there, can you tell me a little bit more of the stories, indigenous stories of the Pleiades? You'll get a lot of information, especially after today. If you hear about the personality traits, you feel like you really can relate to the personality traits, then you might just want to see where your ancestors came from. So why are the Pleiadians here on Earth? Well, first of all, my name is Nancy Rebecca. I'm a registered nurse. What I do in my day life is I teach people how to be professional psychics. I think it's a very valuable and valid professional practice, just like being a doctor or an attorney or a homemaker or a teacher. So I teach professional psychics, and I have year-long programs on that. However, my biggest interest has always been, as a nurse, about the human energy field and just how dynamic your human body is, your human energy field is, teaching students how to kind of work with the powerful emotions that you have, and on and on and on. And since 2017, when star beings started coming through and explaining to me that many of your star seed qualities in your DNA are starting to get highly activated, star beings started to come through. Somehow that is the conversation of the day. So far from being an expert, but I will share with you about Pleiadians. So Pleiadians come from the Pleiades. It is near Orion Constellation. It's near the Sirian, the Canis star constellation. I laugh because I am nowhere near an astronomist. And so I'll say the wrong thing. And so people who are really into the stars and galaxies and star systems they'll try to really explain to me where everything is exactly. Anyway, just to let you know, they're all kind of in that same area in the sky. So Pleiadians, excuse me, have an extremely high creative ability. They have these incredible hearts. They really work with moving energy. I mean, if you imagine that they're up in the stars and it's just like they're going to take a lot of stardust and they're going to shape it and mold it, and then they may create it into something. And so they can work in several dimensions learning how to create. But they come to Earth, and it's kind of like Earth school because it is a denser vibrational frequency, so that they can learn and practice to manifest here on Earth. So it would be like if you are an Olympic athlete and you like to run, 100-mile marathons, and you can run it on flat ground, but now you want to see if you can run through the mountains at inclines and declines to enhance your skill level. It's the same with Pleiadians. They're going to put themselves in different positions to help them enhance their skill level. Now, from what I understand, from what they've been telling me, they've been here on Earth for a long time, like at least several hundred years. So this is the way that it's explained to me. We've been in the Dark Ages for about 5,000 or 6,000 years. And if we think we're in the Dark Ages now, you just go back 1,000 years ago and you're going to see how dark it could really get. So in comparison to darkness, we're a little bit lighter. All right, so we're in the Dark Ages. We're a little bit lighter because right now here, where we stand in the doorway of heading into the Golden Ages. So I know it's really hard to imagine that we're going to be moving into the Golden Ages over the next, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We're going to slowly be moving into the Golden Ages where things are getting much lighter and brighter. This is why the Starseeds say the activation in your DNA and genetics is starting to awaken you to handle those higher frequencies to get you prepared for the Golden Ages. All right. Between the Dark Ages and the Golden Ages, there's a transition. So this is how they describe it to me. They're like, all right, Nancy, you're a fetus, you're in the womb, and suddenly it's go time. Labor starts, and the labor starts, that contraction starts. It's really uncomfortable in there. You're feeling tightly squeezed, but it needs to help that birthing process into the light. So that dark, soft little womby place, and then into the light. But you need a tremendous amount of creative energy for that to happen. Enter creative renaissance. So if you go back to the history, I thought historically, there was one documented history of the creative renaissance. But what they've explained to me is every time we come through this really rough time, there is a creative renaissance. There is a surge of creativity. How many of you are feeling very creative? How many of you feel like you just need to get your hands in some clay? Or for me, it would be pie crust or bread dough or something like that. Maybe you're sewing, maybe you are a creative speaker, maybe you are creative at cutting hair. It doesn't matter, but it's about how are you taking all this creativity and you're putting it into play. All right, so let's go back to the Pleiadians. So they said they've been coming here to Earth since the beginning of time because we're just this enormous petri dish of creativity. And if being a nurse and working in the lab, a petri dish is this elixir of creativity. You put a little cell on there and it accelerates that growth of that cell faster than if it wasn't in that elixir that's in the petri dish. This is where we're living right now. We need to really grab a hold of this concept, because it's really going to help birth you out of the dark ages and into the golden ages. The Pleiadians have a lot to do with this. So they were trying to explain to me just what this means, these creative surges mean. So many are here on the earth. They're coming to the earth by the thousands, the 100,000s, to help us, guide us how to work with this potent level of creative energy. So they're here to teach us that. However, what's a little different about the Pleiadians is many of them are here in human body. The actual star being has created a human body, created the form, and most have decided to come through in a female body because women can create children. So women come with a high level of creativity to create babies. Now, nope, this does not mean you need to run out and get pregnant. It just means that you have a lot of creative energy. So if you're not creating children, you need to be putting that creativity into another form. So the Pleiadians want to work in female bodies. However, they also come through in male bodies. There are many men who have a high level of creative energy. So they've come in to learn how to work and manifest. As a matter of fact, what they tell me is, like, they're quite giddy about the whole thing. They're quite excited because they get to practice their craft. Now, for those of you who have a strong Pleiadian starseed personality that's getting activated in your DNA, these are some of the qualities that you're going to be expressing here on Earth. Are you ready? Let's see here. All right, Pleiadians often associated with very high spiritual awareness. So you really understand you need that high level spiritual awareness to create in healthy ways. Okay. You also will know that we are a unity consciousness, that we are interconnected. We are interconnected with the trees and the mountains and the stones and the plants and the animals. Like, everything is intimately connected with each other and at that human level. Pleiadians wish to see humanity uplifted so that humanity can see, remember, and experience their own divinity, of which we all have. So when working with homeless youth, so I have a nonprofit, soulseeds.org, nonprofit, where we teach meditation to our community that may not normally have access to it. So working with homeless youth, this is the consistent message that they kept sharing with me. They forget their own divinity. They think that they only have darkness inside because they're on the streets. And they tell me, I would not be homeless if I was connected to light. I wouldn't be homeless. There's something innately wrong with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be homeless. Now, this age range is 18 to 24. But once I start to teach them how to connect with their own spirit, and suddenly they start to see the light flooding within them, then they begin to see, oh, I do have divinity, I am connected to spirit. It's just covered up with a lot of junk. And then the meditation, they learn how to start peeling that away. This is what Pleiadians are here to teach us. So Pleiadians are not afraid of hard work. Pleiadians will jump right into the middle of a homeless situation. It's like there's that sense of wanting to help the most wounded of the most wounded, or helping for people who have trauma. They're not afraid of getting their hands dirtied in that kind of way, because they want to teach people they can clear that, heal that, and start to manifest the life that they want. They have tremendous empathy and compassion. This goes along with it. They are concerned for all of the well-being of humanity and Earth. All right, how many of you are caregivers? It can seem like a dirty word. It's like, I'm a caregiver, I'm a healer, I do care about the suffering of the world. I admit it, and I'm proud of it. So unfortunately, Pleiadians, being so highly sensitive as high-level beings, they can feel the frequency of suffering more than the average person. They can feel the frequency of challenges. They can feel the frequencies of war. Unfortunately, because Pleiadian, if you have that starseed trait, unfortunately you can get caught up in it, and it can feel so real for you that it can be incapacitating. So the Pleiadians told me. And then our mentors, our bosses from the Pleiades, have to come down and shake us up and remind us of why we're here on Earth. And I'm laughing about this because they were actually laughing. And then they have to, suddenly they start getting really creative again, and they start helping people again, and they start feeling better. And then when they start to kind of drown in that struggle of the denseness here on Earth, they need those reminders. So if you've got that Pleiadian starseed trait, you're going to have those times where you just have to get up and get dressed and shake it off and tell yourself, get your act together, because you can get so overwhelmed so easily. If you are one of my students, I would say put Post-it notes, put signs around to remind yourself of your mission. So what is my mission? My mission is to help you to remember that you are a spiritual being and that you are having human experiences. But the other mission that's come through in the last 10 years is that I am creating the language for the future. We don't have language for things that are invisible. And so that's what they always tell me. They tell me we're all creating the language for the future. Okay. Creative and artistic expression. Pleiadians are often thought to be creative beings with a strong inclination towards artistic expression. I think I've already said that. You as a Pleiadian, very good in the arts, very good in the music, very good like actors, comedy, entertainment. And what the Pleiadian trait does is it just helps uplift us. How many of you have just been in a slump and you go to a concert, or you go to a comedy show or an art show, go to listen to an orchestra, and you just feel tremendously uplifted? That is their job, is to help transform us to those higher frequencies through creativity. Pure creativity and a force of creativity. If they allow the denseness of their of this world to override their creative impulse, that's when enormous depression and anxiety, feeling the heaviness, the weight of the world. I call it the lay in bed and eat potato chips time. And Pleiadians can become seriously depressed because of this. So when I was talking to the Pleiadians, what they described is that you just can't step out of that creative mode for too long. You must get back into it. So even if it's just, like I said, to bake bread, or if it's to color in a children's coloring book, often I would send my clients home and stop at the store, get a coloring book and a box of crayons, and go home and just start coloring to get that creative energy going. They said creativity is one of their only ways back to sanity. All right. So if you've got that Pleiadian Starseed quality, I think we all have a little bit. We all have a little bit. Love and harmony. Oh my gosh. The Pleiadians are all about love, all about caregiving, all about healing wounds, all about over giving, over care, over concern for others. They are the ones that if you're moving, they'll say, when are you moving? I'll bring boxes and tape and I'll help you pack up. I mean, they're just that giving and that kind and that caring. The unfortunate part is that people can take advantage of that if the Pleiadian starseeds are not fully in their spiritual strength. How are you going to stay in your spiritual strength? Always doing something creative and remembering your mission. Healing abilities. Pleiadians possess advanced healing ability. Advanced healing ability. Okay. I just have to. Advanced healing ability, both for themselves and for others. This includes emotional and physical healing. Incredible healers. Okay, you're going to hear me get on my little soapbox right now. I am an incredible healer, and I can get overwhelmed by the suffering of others. If I stop healing, I get really, really sick. I had a couple of rough days. I'm like, I feel off. I feel out of balance. I feel this. My spirit like taps me on the shoulder and says, you need to heal a few people to get your healing energy cranked up. And that's what I did. And suddenly I felt so much better. Here's my soapbox. Last year in 2022, I did a whole series on the year of the healer. Why? Because I'm finding so many incredible healers in bed. I feel like I have to go around, knock on your door and say, get up, get in the shower, get dressed, and get out there and start healing people again. You're going to feel better. We need you. These are hard times on Earth. We need our healers, our Pleiadian healers. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Love. They're all about love and harmony, about positivity, about balance in the world. Pleiadians remember their mission, remain positive and encouraging. But you have to remember your mission. So the healers stop healing. Okay, non-aggression. Pleiadians, oh my gosh, they are love, love, love. I kind of call them the unicorns of humanity. You know, Yvonne and I always say, oh, there's a unicorn. What do I mean by that? When someone, like a unicorn is a really special, mystical, magical being, right? Like they have little sparkles and they've got the unicorn horn, or they might be like Pegasus with the wings. They're so special that they need people around them to keep them safe. Now they are Pleiadians. They have that strength, but they might need to be reminded of their strength. And so when we have this saying, oh, there's a unicorn, we know that they may not ever be able to stand up for themselves. They may not ever be able to set those boundaries because they just love people so much. So all the therapy in the world might not get them there because they're radiating love on Earth. So they may need to surround themselves with people who can keep encouraging them to be that beautiful, loving light that they are. All right. So they're non-aggressive. They can be non-confrontational. They promote cooperation and understanding. They are drawn to wounded relationships to help heal them. Okay. Telepathic communication, very, very good at, they're creative, right? Body expression. They'll maybe move their hands around a lot. Facial expressions. They're very expressive. Why? Because they're natural kind of entertainers, creative entertainers, getting on the stage. Like they can express really, really well. So telepathic communication and nonverbal communication comes in all kinds of forms. Many Pleiadians are here in human form, whereas the Sirians and Orions tend to not come in human form. However, I have met Orions and Sirians here on Earth. So they have to have a really strong ability to be here on the Earth. So remember, it's a heightened creative time on Earth. Those of you who can align with that Pleiadian information, you know, you want to be creative. That's how you're going to be helping all of humanity. But again, just letting your creative energy flow. All right. Oh my gosh, I have so much to say here. So when I was meditating with the Pleiadians and I called them into the room where I was, they are very benevolent, very beautiful. They almost look kind of like amber. That's how they look to me. You know, that piece of amber, that golden light, but it's, I don't know, more of an orangish golden, very amber. That's the color that I see them in. Well, I'll tell you, it was rough. Like my energy field got very agitated, got irritated. I could feel some annoyance come up. And I said, and I just sat there with their energy. And then eventually I calmed down. So then I asked them, why did I feel that? And they said, because we are so emotional and we are so creative that it can require a high emotional state. I tend to lean more towards Sirian, where I'm more of a lighthearted, lightheaded state, more scientific, clinical, you know, like Spock on Star Trek. So it's like, you know, emotions don't compute always with me. It's like, why are you feeling that way? You just do this, this, and this. So it shook up my emotions a little bit, which is a good thing, right? All right. So they said, right now during this time, it's incredibly creative. So I said, all right, so can we create world peace at this time? And they said, absolutely. You just say you want to create world peace. But they reminded me to say healthy world peace, because you can have peace in your home when you were growing up, but if your parents were very controlling and it's like, don't talk, don't play, don't scream, don't run in the house, that's a suppressive peace, right? So they said, make sure you want healthy world peace. So right now, everybody type in the communication box, healthy world peace. We're sending that frequency out there, but I'm going to share something else with you about that. But while I'm talking, just type in healthy world peace, because we're going to send that frequency out into that creative petri dish. But what they said was, yes, you can want to end suffering. You want to end starvation. You don't want dogs to suffer anymore. You don't want, you know, animals to be abused. You want everybody to have enough food and shelter and not be cold. They said, absolutely, you want to manifest all that. But then they flipped it and said, but you need to give your body some manifesting things as well, like a car, or you need a new car because yours is about ready to break down, or you want maybe some money to go to your favorite restaurant once in a while, or maybe you want a healthy, stable bank account, or maybe you want to go to college, but you don't want to take out a loan, so you want enough money to go to college and the time to do so. Maybe you want to buy a new wardrobe or get a haircut. And they said it's important to remember to manifest things for your human. So you have your spirit, you have your human. Your spirit can create, you know, and have beautiful things happen, but your human wants to practice creating and manifesting on earth as well. So then the Pleiadians said, if you had two children, you wouldn't just give the ice cream cone to the one child over and over and over again, ignoring the other child. So that's how they described you. They described you as your spiritual child and your human child. And so often we can struggle with asking for things for ourselves, and Pleiadians are always asking us to not be afraid to ask for things for yourself, not be afraid to want and have desires of things at the physical world. All right. Just want to remind you, we're going to do a little meditation, but I just want to remind you, November 18th, that's this Saturday, there is another enormous blue light surge that is coming from the area of the dog star, Sirian, Orion, it's Pleiadians. It's coming from that area. It is surging through the second mesa in Arizona in the southwest of the United States. We just had one on November 4th that really shook up the karmic cycle patterns. I just made a video on that. Released it last night. Take a look at that. This one's all about water. It's like the biggest creative surge, and this plasma type watery frequency has this high level of intelligence, like the whales and the dolphins and the mermaids, high creative time, and filled with light codes, chock full of activating and awakening light codes. So get your container of water, set your intention. If I'm going to do a special blue light meditation, non-professional, just on my little phone, and I'll send it out to my mailing list. So if you just go to intuitivemind.org and you sign up for the questionnaire, and it will say join mailing list, you just click that button, put in your email. On the 17th, so that's tomorrow, I'm going to send that recording out. So on Saturday, the 18th, you can sit and listen to that recording during that time. Okay? So now we're going to just open that Pleiadian door in a meditation so that you can feel that unfiltered Pleiadian energy, starseed energy. When I say unfiltered, if you have a lot of Pleiadian energy in your human body, it can be filtered by the human body, by your emotions and creativity. So we're going to feel it in a unfiltered way, and so you can see if it feels familiar to you or not. Healthy world peace. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, go ahead, close your eyes. Just going to be less than 5 minutes. Close your eyes, turn within. I can really sense your frequency out there, and that creative energies just really started flowing. Check on your body and see if there's any additional things that you can do to support it this week while it's moving through this incredibly great time of awakening on Earth. See if your body needs more water, more sleep, more walks, more creative outlets. Nice, nice. Your body loves it when you check in on it. Say hello to your spirit and ask your spirit to help you to be intuitively sensitive during this little 5-minute meditation. Like, see if you can have a feeling or an experience or maybe a sound or color or a higher level of knowledge, of understanding. Thank you, Spirit, for all the ways your Spirit supports you, even when you may not recognize it. Let's do a little energetic brush down. So just imagine a blue beam of light coming all the way down from the cosmos, this celestial galactic blue elixir of expanding, awakening consciousness light. It's going to come all the way down into the room where you are. It's going to start flowing through the top of your auric field, your energy field. It's going to flow through the top of your head, of your human body form, of which is also made of energy. And so just let it, don't think about it too much. Just allow the blue light to flow down, drench, saturate, dissolve illusions, dissolve what's been hidden, illuminate truth. Let it go all the way down through your body, through the floor of the room that you're in, all the way down to the center of the earth, and then anchor that blue light into the blue crystals that are at the core of the earth. You're pretending and imagining that you are actually doing this. Now, in your imagination, you're going to be walking down a pathway, and this pathway can be a sandy pathway, like you would be heading towards a beach. It can be a mountain pathway, a desert pathway, a rainforest pathway, or an English garden pathway. And you're going to come upon a doorway, and in that doorway, it's like a little portal. It's going to say Pleiadian Essence, Pleiadian Starseed. And allow yourself to open the door and just stand on this side of the door and allow the energy of that Pleiadian light to radiate out, to touch your energy field, so that you can experience what Pleiadian Starseed essence feels like. And if it's comfortable, go ahead and move towards the doorway, and you can stand in the door frame. It can be a golden frame or a wooden frame, but you're going to stand in that frame, get a little stronger imprint of the Pleiadian light. I'm beginning to see some Pleiadian light beings, star beings, on the other side of the door, about 20 feet back. Beautiful, benevolent energy. So if you feel comfortable, you can just step on that side for a little bit. Remember, it's a very, very high frequency for your human body, so we'll just stay for a moment. All right, now let's go ahead and step out of the threshold, out of the doorway, step back a little bit further, knowing that you can always visit this doorway anytime you please, and then close that doorway to allow yourself to come back to our beautiful earthly plane. There you go. Make your way back to the pathway that leads you back to the room where that wonderful human body of yours is sitting. Come back fully present. Remind yourself of today's date, how old you are, and when you're ready, open your eyes and look around the room to help acclimate you. So remember, most of us are a blend of different star seed ancestral influences. So some of you may have a lot more Pleiadian, and some of you may have a speck of Pleiadian. So it may feel familiar to you, and for some it may feel strongly familiar to you. But for Pleiadians, you are here. Your mission here is to help teach humanity how to work with their creative energy. You're helping to anchor creative energy into the earth. You're helping to expand open hearts, helping people to remember their hearts, remember their compassion, their humanity, build unity consciousness. So that quick reminder that if you go to my website, intuitivemind.org, and you click shop and you click free meditation, there are 2 blue light recorded meditations there. If you want the additional meditation specific for this second blue light surge, you must be on my mailing list, because that's the only way I can get it out there, is to send it through my mailing list. And so you just click that button for the intuitive style questionnaire. It says join mailing list. It's pretty simple. And you'll get that additional one that I'll send out tomorrow. All right. All right. Take care, everyone. Next week, I think it's the Lyrans I'll be talking about, but I'm having a lot of fun learning more from our star families, and I hope that you are too. Take care, and I love looking up in the river of life and seeing you all there with me. Bye-bye.